Okay, thanks everybody for joining. We are going to go over how to create a brand really quickly in your Canva Pro account for your referral partners. So this will make it easy for you guys to take the templates we've created for you and transition them over to like your realtors or your financial planners, whoever you plan on spamming this stuff to, and then making it look like their brand so that they're more inclined to use it is what I've found over time to be a little bit more successful. So I'm going to share my screen. Can I get a thumbs up that you guys can see? Awesome. Okay, so you're going to head over to your Canva, and to do it the quickest way, unfortunately, you do have to have Canva Pro. I personally think Canva Pro is like one of the best investments you can do for your business, for the marketing side of things, of course. It just, all the presentation templates you see, social media, my whole marketing company is based out of Canva. So you can imagine the things it can do, the ways you can share. You can see even here like whiteboards, everything. It's very, very advanced as far as a tool for a consumer to use to make it easy. So anything you can see here with a crown, that is a pro feature. So what you're going to do is navigate to the left-hand side of your Canva Pro if you're on a desktop and find brand. I created another video that I'll share after this on how to create your own brand, which is very similar to the concept we're about to do. So when you enter this page, of course, I manage a lot of different brands for our social media company, but yours will either be empty or it will show a spot to buy Canva Pro as well. It'll say like, here's this great feature, try Canva Pro for 30 days. I also have an affiliate link you guys can use as well if you need to. So what you're going to do here, since yours is going to be blank, you're going to navigate to add new on the right hand side, and you're going to do brand kit. You're going to name your brand kit. Mine is Mr. Joe Fresh. And then it's going to open up kind of this concept for your brand, okay? It's always going to start like this, and you can get started, but once you get used to it, you'll just kind of know what to do. So here you can see is where you're going to add your logos, and the easiest way to add logos would be like if you already have them saved on your computer, or if you're going to steal it from your realtor's website or something like that, right? So what I'm going to do is show you guys, this is the real estate office that we work with often. In his case, I had to do a screenshot of his logo because when I double click and I saved the image, it didn't really, I don't think it worked very well, but we can try again. BSRE logo, and then I'll go here and download his logo. Okay, so all I did was go to his website. I double clicked and did save image as. And the cool thing when I uploaded it, see how it extracted the colors? So now I already have brand colors that I could use without having to like really guess what they were. Canva already did it for me. If it doesn't extract the colors for you, another way to do it, or if you're trying to get more colors, is to take like a big screenshot of the whole page. And this is more like, this is great for, you know, like Remax, Realtors, Kamloops. My spelling mistake there. If you wanted to do like, let's just say this is Angle Invokers, it's a different one, but if I wanted to steal there, so I'd right click for their logo, and then it looks like she's using kind of like greens and stuff and like the sky and whatnot. So I would probably just take a really big screenshot of her page. I'll do it just to show you guys, and it will also extract the colors. So I'll save this to my computer. So this is the easiest way to like get those brand colors for your real estate agents or financial planners, whoever you plan on approaching, without having to bug them like, hey, what color is that green? Because the thing is they won't answer you. Like this real estate firm, we've been working with them for years. We're actually renting, like we're in their office. So you can see extracted colors, not very many, but so you might have to just do it a couple times or focus on an area. But we got the colors we wanted for BSREs, so I'll just remove them and remove her. But yeah, you'll notice if you start asking them for information, it just takes a long time to get it, or possibly they don't know because somebody else developed their website. So that's the easiest way, is big screenshots or focus screenshots, trying to get a color. You know, if this didn't pull the blue here, I would have just probably zoned in on the blue and tried to extract it. When you click on these colors, oh, if I go keep, because we want to keep it, now you can see what colors they are as well. So if you did need to kind of keep taking screenshots, you can make one color palette off of what you've extracted from your screenshots. So that's the easiest way. Sometimes it works for a screenshot, sometimes it takes a while, but to believe it or not, before I joined BRX, that's exactly what I did. I just copied the colors off of their website, and before I even talked to Scott about this marketing stuff, I visually showed him what a lot of the material would look like in his brand colors, which is a lot easier to sell, of course. So next, what you're going to do is if your real estate agent has a photo, you know, and here in this case, she was at the bottom, you can do the right click here. But this team we work with has a team. So I went and took, it's just loading here. I did save image as for each image, and I added these as logos as well. So we'll do this guy because he's the managing broker. So save image as, and I'll just save that. We're going to add his logo. There he is. It's not a logo, of course, but what makes this easy is every time you go back to this brand, if you start creating one, like you saw my page full of brands, it's going to be there. Extracted colors from his photos, but we obviously don't want those, so remove those. And then anything else that you like about their website too, you know, like he really showcases the Kamloops area, or if you like this photo in the background, keep it to keep things consistent with his brand. Like this is his office, so you'll notice, and I think it's the website that I used. One of them you can actually see his office in. So he didn't give me any of those pictures. I simply stole them from his website. So you right click, save image as, and add it to, yeah, it's this one I have on the website. So I just right clicked and saved it. So then that way it's easy for you to bring that over to your new creations. With him, he has very basic writing, so you wouldn't even really have to change that, but you could obviously add, you know, more of a cursive font to make it look nice. Or if I went here, she has like a nice font as well. What I do for those that I'm not sure what the font might be is I actually do the same thing. I take a screenshot, and this is where we're not going to do this in Canva, but we will go to, I just go like free font finder, and you can see I've used them before, right? They're in purple. So then you just drag and drop your image in there. Or is this it here? This one. So it's uploading. It's asking me, okay, what section do you want to look at? Sure. Lots of ads on these free websites, of course. If it was like a really cursive writing, what it's asking you here to do is to separate the letters, but these are pretty clear. That's just more for like a calligraphy style or just really cursive writings. Now it's asking, okay, what do these letters say, so that they can make sure they're finding you. This is a free website, so you can see all the ads. GHBORH. Yes, we know you have ads. HOOD. And then we're going to go display free fonts, because those are the ones we like, right? We don't want to have to pay for fonts. And then it'll show us the most, see, it kind of got it right on the money. So what you would do now is you would download this font. And it downloads in what's called a TTF font. I'm not going to download it, but once you download it to your computer, you can actually upload it here to uploaded fonts. See how text is going to be any text that's in Canva. A lot of people use Canva, so the majority of the time you don't have to upload a font, because even like, well, myself, my marketing company, a lot of people who create logos now, they're creating them in Canva, so they're using usually either free or pro Canva fonts. But if you can't find it, this is what you would do. You would go to your computer where you saved that TTF file. That's just what it saves as. And you drag and drop it in here. It's going to give you a warning. Is this for personal use? Yes, it is. You're not doing any sort of commercial activity with this font. And then you just bring it over to your text. You Google it, and this one's called Allegria Regular, and then you would bring it over. You could first see if it's even in here too. It might even be in here. We should have checked that first. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, you might not even have to do it. But if you are looking for a free font and it's not in here, you can't figure out what font it is to begin with, then you can definitely use these, like what font is. Another one is, if I go back, I just write like font, like identifier or free font finder, that kind of stuff. And it usually comes up. But yeah, obviously check Canva first, as we just learned. This one's in there, right? So I'll leave that there just so you guys can see it, but you can see that doesn't match his brand, so I wouldn't use it. But for somebody else, like her website, definitely would, right? Because then by the time you show it to her, it's really going to look like her brand already. So once you've done that, you've literally just created a brand, right? So you should do the same with yours, and every time you bring on a referral partner, you should do the same. And then eventually your brand kit will look like mine, where like this is a realtor, this is a realtor. I've got, yeah, basically realtor here as well. Anytime I work with somebody, I do the exact same thing. I create them a brand. So this is BSRE's actual brand that I created for them. You can see it has his exact same colors from a screenshot that I took. I found fonts that were closer to his website things. And then I took every single picture of the agents on his websites, and I also pay for them to have a Canadian mortgage app, so I added that as well. So then now every time I'm working with this brand, I don't have to go find pictures. I don't have to go find colors. It's just going to be there. So now what we're going to do is we'll go over to BRX listing. I'll go to that listing website. So this is the website. Alicia did a great job with hers, and I think Ashley was using hers as well. So a lot of the time, yes, I like to show off bricks, and like my mortgage company is called Mortgage Tech. But like I said, if you're rebranding to the realtor, the likelihood of them using it and sharing it will also improve. So now what you've done is you've found whatever you're going to be editing to them. And I encourage like even the social media posts that really work for realtors, like national home price statistics, payment comparisons. You can put powered by Alicia Manning at the bottom. I encourage you to share them with them without them having to ask, because it's just another point of contact. Like, hey, here's this, and that's where they answer back. Like I think it was Ashley's text, like, oh my God, thank you so much. You know, they're not expecting it, and you're just providing value. So you're staying top of mind, and then they're going to more likely refer to you. So what you're going to do once you find whatever it is you're looking to convert, you're going to go back to the left-hand side and go to Styles. If this styles button's not here, I know some people have had issues with it. There's sometimes like 3 little dots that indicate more. You might have to click on that to get these additional features. And of course, you have to have Pro to have this styles button. Okay, so you can see I work with Ben. He's on our team. So we'll go back to Joe Fresh that we just created. Now you can see here, Joe's colors are blue, white, and the gray, and that Allegra that we pulled in is there as well. If you need to edit it, you can also edit it in here if you needed to once it's created, but it's nice to have. If you don't have a brand, let's just say you're starting to create your own personal brand from scratch, Canva actually suggests a bunch of stuff. That's what you're seeing on the side here. Colors and fonts that go really nice together. So you can even use these. These are like what I call like one-click changes. So if I click this, it changes the fonts and the colors in one click. Click it again. You just keep clicking until you find something you like. So that's an awesome feature as well. I just brought it back to normal. So you can cruise these and see, okay, I like this or I don't like this. I always suggest having like a font like this property tagline. You know, that's like your main font that you want to pop. Either, it doesn't have to be cursive, but something that's, you know, a little bit more standing out than just a plain text. So that's really bright and pink, but you know, you can keep playing with it. From here now you can do individual changes like you were possibly doing before, right? But these one-click features really help you skip a lot of that if needed. So what I did exactly with Brendan Shaw Real Estate was, so I click this color, it changes to his color. I wanted something a little darker, so I wait till this background turned dark. Now we're going to change his fonts and then see you're done. So now at this point, you know, I might want this to be like an uppercase, which is up here. The realtor's name, I would put, you know, my fake guy, Joe Fresh here. I would change the address, change the MLS number, and then you would do that with every page. So that's where it becomes really quick. I want this page to be white. So now I'm going to change the fonts. You know that I've added a lot of green background for the bricks. Where you change this is in effects. So now I'd probably change it to match his brand and put that blue, right? Or gray, something that looks nice. Or if you don't want it at all, you can just remove it, none. But I definitely suggest you get rid of the green hue if it doesn't match their brand. So then, yeah, just keep going, click. This one we want to be more blue. See, in one click, I pretty much don't have to do anything. We'll change the fonts and we'll make this, you know, a bit smaller so it fits, and go from there. So you would do that for the rest. This financing estimate, of course, I've seen some of you have to edit it so that it makes sense, right? Do your calculations. And then lastly, for this website, what's really cool is you can actually link a lot of this stuff. So where you do that is you click on what you want to link. Let's do book a tour, for example. This little link button right here. And then you would put Joe at joerealtor.ca. And then now it's linked. So when you make this website go live, if somebody clicks on it, it'll actually open an email to Joe Fresh. I personally like to remove the underline. So you can do that as well, and it'll still stay linked. So see, when I click on it, it's showing, hey, there is a link here. So I tend to do that with the email. I would go to their website, so bsre.ca. MLS, I would add a link to the realtor.ca MLS listing. Nothing really here, nothing really here. Here, sometimes you can add the Google address. So go to Google Maps, and then you can add that link there. And then here's what you definitely want to do. So if you have Powered by Alicia Manning here, you would want to link this to your website. Okay, so you can see I have Mortgage Tech there, but you would want to add yours. Connect with a broker would likely be your email. So whatever your email is. Again, you can remove the underline if you don't like it once you're done. Get pre-approved. What I really recommend is the Finmo calculators, which you can get in your Finmo settings. So you have in the lead generation tools of your Finmo, will have a lead calculator, which is like getting pre-approved in 30 seconds, that kind of stuff. That's an awesome lead gen tool you can add here. And apply now would be your Finmo application link, or whatever platform you're using. Hopefully you're using Finmo. And you can add that there. So as soon as the clients, your realtors start sharing this, all of a sudden this stuff's linked to you, and hopefully you're getting lead gen from it as well. I personally believe everybody should have a Canadian mortgage calculator, but of course it is an added cost to your business. But if you don't have one, you can simply delete these slides. Okay, delete the page if you don't want it. And if you do have one, then definitely add your features to that. Book a tour would go to the realtor's email again. Same thing, their website, their social media pages. And then here you'd say powered by you, right? Or BRX, and you can even link back to your website. I tend to lock this stuff because we don't want the realtors changing it. I don't recommend giving the realtor the template because, again, it's a touch point for you. Here's this awesome thing I just created for you. Here you go, right? So you can hear my little guy in the background. So yeah, that's kind of how you change it and like really quick. And then once you have multiple brands, it's actually really easy. So this is an example of one of the realtors we did. It's just loading. So you can see her name's here. The property, the image is really distorted. That just so happens to be her MLS listing. She's a newer agent, so the photos aren't great quality, but book a tour goes to hers. I stole this from her website. I stole all these colors from her website. And then when it gets down, this all connects to me, powered by Mortgage Tech, or connects to my husband, I should say. This is still loading. It's missing our logo, but once it's loaded, it has our app information and her. So then it becomes really easy to change those assets. And then before I go and see realtors to present them about these kind of features, I also create demos for them so that by the time I go show them, I'm like, hey, Brendan Shaw, like, you're a busy guy. Here is this, finished website. I don't know why my computer's so slow today, but here's this finished website for you to, that I can give to you and your agents for free. And what I mean by free is Canva Pro actually allows you to launch websites for free from their website. So when you go here, if you have the Pro, all you would do is hit publish website. And now it's going to give you the option. Do you want to use a free Canva domain? And believe it or not, our BRX website that I use, see here, BRX, my Canva site. This is a free Canva site. So I didn't even buy a domain for our Wix web, or for our marketing website with BRX. So you can do that because we plan to transfer it to, an intranet eventually. So I didn't feel like a domain was necessary. You can purchase a domain, a brand new one through Canva. I think they're about $20 a year. I suggest getting your own from GoDaddy or somewhere so that, it's not tied to Canva if you decide to use this for something else. So I have my Broker Pro as my marketing site. So I just purchased my Realtor Pro. And that's what I've been using for these. So you can see my Realtor Pro, and then I just use the MLS number since that's always going to change. And then for these guys, I use just BSRE demo. So yeah, it's a really easy way to kind of change the brands for your referral partners. Oh, I missed a couple of people while I was presenting, but so yeah, well, I'm going to stop presenting. And then if you guys want to open up your mics and ask some questions, that would be awesome. Or if I missed something, or
yeah, I have a question. Yeah, so thank you so much for these, by the way. I've already had a few realtors. Like, I don't go chasing business too much anymore,
yeah,
but yeah, we all have to now because it's just so dead.
yeah.
So I've, since posting those things yesterday, like, I've already had newer realtors come to me saying how much they love my stuff. So that was nice. But with that, the link thing, because I noticed on the things that I was using yesterday out of the thing wasn't the website. So I was linking, but obviously if I'm sharing an MP4, it's not going to link it, right? So
Okay.
those links will only work if you like publish it to a website, correct?
Yeah, they work on the published website and PDFs, that kind of stuff.
Awesome. And then, okay, so, but with so sorry, I might have missed it because I was getting slacked. With that, so like, let's say I purchase a website from GoDaddy, like a domain.
Yeah.
So I can put that domain in there and then I can just make a different MLS for each one, like the one that I do, and it will just,
Yeah.
that's how it
So
works.
the first setup will be with your actual domain. So when I bought my Realtor Pro, I didn't use that website for anything else. I've got another client who was using this web address for something else in the past. And then what your DNS settings, it's called in the background, which is directing where things are going. Hers were already like pointing. And I was like, to be honest, I don't want to mess with this because her email was connected with it. So I do suggest buying just a cheap domain that, you know, you can use for this purpose, or using the free Canva ones, which is fine as well.
Beautiful.
But if you do buy a GoDaddy domain, then you can plunk it into where it said like use my existing domain, and it'll actually walk you through all the steps. So follow them carefully, but it'll say, take this code, put it in your DNS, take this code, put it added here. So it's very descriptive. If you follow it correctly, it should work. And then it takes a couple hours for the domain to register with Canva. You'll get an email saying your website's ready to view, and then start using it. So then once you start creating more than one website, it'll say use existing domain. You'll pick the one you want, because maybe you're allowed up to 5 domains in Canva. Pick the same one, but then you'll just change what's called the slug, the slash number, right? And then it'll just keep going. Yeah. So I suggest the MLS, because it's always going to change, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem. Yeah. Any other questions? Pretty quiet out there.
Do you ever print anything off Canva? So like I personally, like when I went to like the Vancouver conference and stuff, like I printed business cards just in case. They were cheap, so it was like okay. But do you ever print any marketing material off Canva directly?
I do, yeah. So I used to use Vistaprint.
Yeah.
And then Canva came out with their print, obviously. And I tried it for the first time after something with my Vistaprint went wrong, and it was awesome. So I do print. If you've watched any of my other videos, I'm very like brochure heavy. Like I like to hand out brochures often. So I print all my brochures from there, and anything. I'm not a business card type person. I'm more like, here's my brochure in your face kind of person. So I really like them. They look really professional. I always get the glossy kind. I think it looks nice and thick, and I haven't had any issues. They're actually behind the scenes, as you probably, if you got it delivered to your house, it probably just looked like Canva, but they're actually tied to Staples. So you can actually pick up from a local Staples as well. And it's really quick. Like I've forgotten to create marketing material for seminars, and I've created them on a Monday and picked them up on the Tuesday. So if you pick it up in store, it's really quick, and it's from Staples.
Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, no, I really like them. Their prices are great. The speed, I guess that would depend on where you live, of course, but the speed is great. Yeah, it seems to be a really good one. Oh, Ashley's
I got mine in like 2 days.
Yeah, no, it's really quick. So polite, Ashley. You can go.
I just have a quick question. Like, how do you kind of approach the realtors for this website? Like, say if they don't actually have any listings or anything, and they're just kind of sending you like pre-approvals, like, you know, I don't know, how are you kind of approaching those realtors like that?
A little different if they don't have any listings, right? So my current approach has been like, here is your website, and it's already done. So the one I showed you for Alicia is her name, was I created it and sent her like all these links and the same thing you guys were using for the stories and stuff in one email, and she was obviously blown away, right? So I took her listing that I saw on Facebook, went to Realtor, created all this stuff, and an hour later sent her all the assets for it. But the realtors who don't have listings, like some of the ones in the office we work out of, I just say, here's this, I create the demo so it looks like their business. And then I say, here's like an added benefit. If you guys ever have a listing, please feel free to reach out to me for help. But of course, it's not the wow effect like you would get from, like you've received from your realtors already, right? But you can definitely, if they're trying to showcase, or maybe they're doing an open house, you can change the verbiage to make it an open house as well. Something like that, right? Yeah.
Perfect.
What about the realtor you approached? She obviously had a listing already when you sent her that one, Ashley?
I haven't sent any of the.
Oh, I thought yours was the one I saw online yesterday.
I know Alicia did. I did see somebody else do one, but it wasn't me.
Yeah. Somebody else did a shout out yesterday, and I thought, I
Yeah.
was like, okay. So, and then Alicia, you for the realtor, she already had a listing, of course.
Yeah, the one that I did yesterday, he posted online his newest listing, and then I just made one for him, and I just said, hey, I'm reaching out to some of my realtor partners. I noticed I don't have a realtor in your area, so I just thought I'd give you this as a, congrats on your listing, and if
Yeah.
you want to discuss anything further, let me know. And I've booked a call with him already.
Yeah, so I find it such a great icebreaker. Like I often use my Canadian mortgage app as well on that you can do the purchase report. And I often send that when I wasn't as busy. I would send that on Thursdays. I'd look at local open houses in my area. And then I would send it to all the realtors who were hosting open houses, because it takes like 2 seconds to make in your app. And some people would be like, who is this? And, don't ever text me again. And then I'd be like, okay. But other people would be like, thank you so much. Nobody's done this for me, which is the most common reply, or no reply. But what's funny about that is weeks later, I ended up doing a pre-sale event with my realtor, and I spent 2 hours in the line talking to everybody in line. And the one girl was like, did you send me a text message last week with like this like purchase thing? And I was like, yeah, that was me. She's like, your name's Sarah Mathieu? And I was like, yeah. And we met for coffee. She's been sending me leads ever since. So she never replied to my original text, but now she met me. She knew she probably still thought I was strange, but she liked it. And now she sends us leads, right? So I think it's like, again, it's a constant point of contact. It's an easy introduction, because everybody else is saying, hey, I'm a mortgage broker and I want to work with you. Well, you and 8,000 other brokers are saying the same thing. So this, like Alicia did, is like, here's this something. Oh my God, thank you so much. Awesome. Let's meet for coffee. It's just like a different way to approach them, I think. And I found we really changed our structure to this about 2 years ago. And it's really worked for us. Yeah, because realtors are busy. They don't have time, especially if they're bigger realtors and they already have a referral partner. They want somebody who's just going to do stuff for them without asking. I personally think that. Yeah. Do anybody else have success stories they want to share on how they found their realtors?
I wanted to ask a couple questions.
Perfect. Go ahead, Adam.
My first one is, if we're just using this featured listing, I'll go back to that example, just as a Facebook post, are the links not going to work? Or can you add the post as a PDF and then those hyperlinks may work? Or am I totally off base here?
So kind of like what Alicia was saying, like the ones, if you use the website and you shared the website URL, it should come up much like it did on the post yesterday, right? You saw the BSR website on my like invitation.
Yeah.
That's how it would show up, and it would look really nice. People would be able to click on it and view your website, click on the links, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
But if you're just posting like a Facebook post or an Instagram post, the links will not work.
Okay,
It's
so it's best to do it as a website.
Yeah, the website's a great feature. And then the other one is just more of a visual appeal. It looks the same as the website, and they're sharing it to their, it says book appointment, even though it doesn't click and go to them, it's still prompting the user to book an appointment, right? It's still a call to action. But yeah, the the website itself is linked. Or if you do a PDF, like when we had the Bank of Canada around announcement reminder, if you downloaded that as a PDF and sent it to your resources, like your leads and your referral partners, the links in there work as well.
Okay, because that's what I did I made the post yesterday, and I struggle with Canva because I'm just kind of starting to get into it, and it's a bit frustrating for me. I'm not the best with this kind of stuff, but
it takes a while.
I was able to, with a little bit of help, to bang out that post. But yeah, I haven't done any of the link stuff yet. I don't anticipate I'll struggle too much, but just good to know.
Just play with it. And like what I do is like take the template that I gave you, make a copy, and just mess up the copy one, right? Play with it, add links, and you're not going to share it with anybody. So just like use it to learn, change colors, create your brands, change the colors again, resizing, adding links, whatever you decide to do. yeah, then that way you can just delete it when you're done because you just use it. So I usually create like my demos, and then I'll have one that's like my, like that I can edit on my own without having to mess with my actual ones that I'm going to provide. But it's a learning curve. There's tons of material out there to learn on YouTube and stuff, but
Okay, cool.
of course, you can always ask me as well. And then when I have time, or we can do a video session or whatever that looks like. But yeah, it's definitely, once you get the hang of it, it's an awesome tool.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, Adam. And Carolyn, I think Carolyn, you were next.
Yeah, I have a domain that I've purchased for my business, but I haven't actually made a website yet.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how.
Yeah.
So am I going to launch these things from the Canva domain? Like I have Canva Pro,
Yeah.
so I can use that to launch it.
You could use either or. So one question though is the domain that you bought, is it tied to your email address? Did you create an email for it?
Yes.
So I would avoid using that one. So that's what happened with another gal I was helping launch a website, and it's possible. I've Googled it and it looks like you can totally do it. But what happens is if there's ever any errors, you would hate to lose your email, right?
Yeah.
Have a glitch. So I just purchased a cheap one on GoDaddy for, $20 a year. If you buy them for 3 years, it's like 99 cents for the first year or something like that. Or you can use the Canva one. So it would just say use free Canva domain at the top, and you can just use that. And then it'll look exactly like the BRX website, how it says brx.canva. That's all it is. Yeah. So
Okay.
you can have unlimited websites with Canva, or that's what they say anyways. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Quick question for you. So I just noticed, like, when I pulled up the website template thing that you were just like playing with, like all of your changes are on there. So, but if I'm going on my Canva Pro and uploading it from mine, that's not going to change any of yours, right?
No. So when you download, anytime you download a copy of, is mine changing to the?
It changed to Joe Fresh and stuff, and I just changed like the background photo, and I just don't know if it's changed yours because I didn't know we have to make copies.
When you download the template link, it's because I use the original one from my Canva, right?
Okay.
So when you guys download it, you're actually downloading from my template link. So it should, when you download it, it should actually say copy and then real estate, whatever.
It does. Okay.
Yeah, so that should be fine, but I'm messing with my own Canva now, but thank you for letting me know.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. So now you guys are like, who's Joe Fresh, or anybody who's not on the call anyways. I'll change it back. Thanks, Alicia. And Zach, what was your question?
Hey, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Not a question, just a comment. This is awesome. I actually just made a site while you were talking, and I just sent it off to a realtor, and I said, "Happy early Christmas present to you." So I just used the Canva,
Yay!
changed a couple of the links, and I said, "Hey, I can change all of these, make all the links active." I put his picture in a couple, so I was doing it as talking. That's super easy. Like that's
awesome. Good for you. Yeah. Once you get used to it, it's like click, 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 click.
Yeah.
And then exactly like you did, I usually send it off and say, here, like same thing as you, like early Christmas present. That's a good line though. I'll have to use that for the rest of the month. And then I say the same thing. Like if you need anything changed before you share it, please let me know. And then they'll for sure, right?
And so this is already a good partner of mine. So he's just gonna be like, "Oh, it's awesome. Let's like sit down and if he wants to change anything." But going forward for new, like reaching out to people, it's a no-brainer. It's awesome. Thank you.
It is. Yeah, no problem. It's honestly, we get a lot of feedback. There's like almost 40 realtors in that office. I don't have all their pictures because they haven't updated their website, and they're often the ones who drive the changes, right? Oh, I need this. Oh, I need this. Oh, I need this. So ask them, what do you need, right? And if it's something we can do, obviously we'll add that as a new asset for you guys to use. So yeah, just make it. And I always tell people to lie too, like, oh yeah, I'll let my assistant know to make it. And you've got somebody behind the scenes making you all these websites. Sounds fancy. But yeah, cool, Zach. You'll have to share it to the group so they can see as well. And Jim, where's Jim? He's hiding, no video.
I showed it off. I was sneezing earlier and So I have a domain that I bought. I'm kind of like Harlan, where it's like I bought the domain and literally did absolutely nothing. But I didn't do. I just literally just bought the website or the domain. So
Yeah.
do I just go to the published website now and go through that?
Yeah, you totally, yeah. So, and just again, think long term. If this is a domain you're gonna want to use for your website, you like the name of it and that kind of stuff, maybe it's not suited for this, right? Because then if you do decide to change it to your website, you'll lose all these listings, right? You'll have to move it from Canva to WordPress or wherever. So just think long term. If you're going to leave it there and it's just going to be like your listing website, then awesome. But if it's going to be used for a future website, I'd probably recommend just getting a cheap one again or using the Canva Pro feature if that makes sense.
Yeah, this domain will just be strictly for doing these listings. So
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. If you're comfortable with that. So where'd you purchase it from?
GoDaddy.
Yeah, so mine was purchased from GoDaddy and it was fairly easy to connect. So you create your website, hit launch, and then it'll prompt you through the rest of the steps. It'll even do all your like meta tags, which means like what Google's going to be reading. So you can even go that far to change. Let me
Do I have to do something on GoDaddy before I do whatever in Canva?
not before, but as you're launching your website, it'll say go to GoDaddy, find DNS settings, it's called, and then it'll say add this code to this, add this, do this, and it really prompts you step by step on what to add. And all that's doing is like a DNS setting saying like go here, go there, do this, right? So you'll notice when it's a domain you've used, you'll have like a DNS setting for your email and a DNS setting for your Facebook stuff. So it's like, that's why I say don't mess with one that's already been used, because what Canva will do is tell you to delete a bunch of stuff, and we would hate for you to lose your Google addresses and that kind of stuff, right? But I'll share my screen quickly here. You can even change. 1 second, I'll wait till you can see. So see how up here where it says Alicia DeRose, that's her. You can change all that as you're creating it. It'll prompt you, what do you want to call this web address, and you can edit it and that kind of stuff. And you can even change this icon. I just actually found out you can do that. So where that is, and that makes it look even more professional if you can change it to, BSRE, logo or something like that. So when I go publish, if I did use existing, which is the one we have, I go my Realtor Pro, continue, because I've already connected it. Here's all the settings. So here's what I would change it to. I go change, and I'd change it to the MLS listing here. So it'd be my Realtor Pro / MLS listing. But for now, this is the BRX one. Alicia pointed out, I'll have to change back. And then this little icon here. So if I edit, you can actually change. This is called a favicon. So you can actually change this. So you can change it to his picture, but his logo would be even better, right? So it would look like this is his actual website. Now it would look even like his website. So that I just learned that last week. So again, I'm still learning lots about Canva Pro. So if I hit publish now, it would actually publish. I'm not going to. Yeah, you can see. I never do resize on mobile because Canva, they only launched this feature a couple months ago. And to be honest, the mobile version of it is not pretty. It doesn't resize properly for the website. So I always leave that unchecked. And but yeah, if you ever make edits, you just it'll show you, make edits here, your site won't be live anymore. Make your edits, relaunch, and it should be all the same after. So every time I make an edit to the Wix or to the BRX website, that's all I do is I go in and I edit and I relaunch and everything stays the same. So it's user friendly once you know the ins and outs, of course.
Cool. I'm going to try and connect to my website then and see if
yeah, let us know how it goes. I found mine, to be easy because it was brand new, but then I tried to help them. I can't remember who it was. And we tried for an hour, and finally I said I'd either get a new one or call GoDaddy, because I was like, I just didn't want her to lose her Google Mail, right? So, yeah. Any other question, guys? Girls? Perfect. Okay. Well, now that you guys are Canva Pro superstars, I expect to see tons of websites out there. But
Sorry,
yeah,
can I ask-
and tag
sorry,
me.
can
I'd
I
love
ask
to
a
see
question?
them.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Chantal.
I just want to know if so when we're not using Canva, when we're using our own like website or whatever, is that also unlimited? How much times we can add those little like the slash and then whatever's, or is there a limit on that?
From what I've read, it's unlimited, but the domains is max 5. So you can have like /unlimited MLS listings, right, for your one domain.
Okay, okay,
Let's just say I wanted to have my Realtor Pro, my Broker Pro, BRX is on there. I can only have 5 actions.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Thanks.
Does that make sense? Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's why I think the MLS is great, because even if they republish an MLS, they usually get a new number, right? So then it's easy to never overlap. Because at first I was going to put like, Alicia DeRose in the property address, but then I thought, well, then I don't know. It's one, it's really long, and two, if she's not listing it later and somebody else is, now I've used that address already, and so I thought MLS was easier. But if you think of something else, of course, share. All right. Any other questions before we hop off?
No, just thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Yeah, no problem. I'm stoked you guys like it, and I'm seeing lots of awesome social media. I apologize for the recent errors. I seem to be working late at night. As you can hear in the background, I've got a little guy, so it's like I usually work from like 7 to 10. So it's sometimes I make crazy mistakes, like $226 a month for our increases, but hey, it is what it is. We got it sorted. But yeah, if you guys ever need anything, I'm gonna create like basically a form that if you have questions for Canva, if we can pool them together and make a video like this again, then that would be awesome. Or just if I can answer quickly via email, that way you guys aren't stuck sitting there like, how do I do this? Because that's also frustrating. I had somebody struggling with their logo yesterday, and I was like, okay, let's just take some time to do it together, right? So yeah, make sure it's a happy experience and you love Canva as much as I do. Okay, we'll see.
I have one more question.
Oh, yeah, sounds good.
I'm building out this website thing. On the
Okay.
financing estimates, you put like, would I put my picture there or the realtors?
That's totally up to you. So you can put yours, or a property picture is another option, or yours. Yeah, whatever you're comfortable with. I've kind of done mostly the like a property photo, I would say, but yeah, if you want to brand yourself. Thanks, Chantal.
I don't think a property picture would fit in where I'm saying.
Yeah. Are you talking about like the fine on the website, right?
Yeah.
So a picture of like, like a bathroom or a more vertical picture would look better, right? But yeah, a photo of yourself or the realtor's fine as well, as long as you put powered by, Jim Pearson or BRX, because realtors aren't allowed to like really do mortgage estimates, right? So you do, one, you want to promote yourself, and two, you want to make sure that you're covering their butt as far as them talking about financing estimates. So that's totally up to you. I'm trying to think, I'll pull up BSREs. I put, yeah, if I share my screen here, like I put like a washroom. Again, these are, this was just the demo. So I'll see what I did for Alicia's. Can you see it now, Jim?
Oh yeah. Okay, cool.
So I just put that there. And then for Alicia's, I put, yeah, just a picture.
Cool.
But I mean, a photo of you would be a good size, right? So you could do that as well. And again, I encourage you to go back and make a brand for yourself as well. So you can have your logos and your photos and all the stuff you constantly use there. So you do something once, you create a brand. You do it again, you create a new brand. So don't ever do something twice, right? So Canva makes it easy and well worth it. If you pay for the pro, then you want to take advantage of those 1-2 clicks, and like Zach did, you're creating a website in 20 minutes, right?
Cool. Awesome. Thanks.
Any final words? Anyone? Awesome.
Thank
Okay, well, I'll let you
you.
guys get back to work. No problem. Thanks, Chantal. Thanks everybody for
Bye.
joining. It's awesome. We'll see you guys soon.